What's up, Turdish Korea with Team Descent here, bringing to you another video. This time around is going to be a deck profile video on the updated BT22 deck of Galaxy. Galaxy has obviously always been a good deck. It won Worlds, and now with the new Cyber Eden format, it got a lot of good support, giving it protection and some new cards to play around with. So I'm going to go ahead and stop talking and get right to the video. All right, the deck is pretty solved. You know, it's a tribal deck. You can only run certain cards, so hopefully this is going to be a quick one. We have 4 of the old Sunmon. Don't really need to say too much about it. When you tuck a card underneath, you can Digivolve for reduced cost of 1. Really good for climbing up the ladder. That's pretty much it for the Sunmon. For the rookies, we have 4 Coronamon. Coronamon, this is probably my favorite rookie once you have a Tamer out. If you have a Tamer with Lifeing, Nightclaw, Gain of Memory, start of main, and then it has the inheritable of place a top card in the bottom source to gain 2 memory. That's kind of your bread and butter memory gaining combo during your turn. That goes in conjunction with the Lunamon. I'm sure everyone's seen this already, but start of main, return 1 Digimon to the hand to gain 2 memories. So that's really nice. If you, let's say, start with 3 and you drop one of your level 4s, you can just bounce straight to your hand, gain 2 memory for free. It's really nice. But anyways, same thing as Coronamon. The inheritable is place the top card as a bottom Digivolution card to gain 2 memory. For the last of the level 3s, we have only 3 of the new Lunamon. Lunamon is search top 3, add a card with Nightclaw and 1 card with Lightfang or Galaxy. Basically the same as level 4s, right? Lekis. And then the inheritable is different. If you tuck the top Digivolution card to the bottom, make it the bottom Digivolution card to draw a card. So it's there if you need extra cycle, but really the on play is just really nice. For the level 4s, we have 3 Lekis. I kind of have an interesting split here. I'm just kind of playing around with the ratios I like right now. This is kind of like what I'm playtesting right now. Things can change in the future, but I am only running 3 Lekis, search top 3, on play when Digivolving, add a Nightclaw, and then you can add a Lightfang or Galaxy. And then this one is opponent's turn. You get 2k, so that's really nice for any type of DP neg. And then we have the opposite of Firemon. Same thing, search top 3, except that you add a Lightfang instead of a Nightclaw, and then for the other effect, you add a Nightclaw or Galaxy, so you're adding 2 for both of those. The only other difference is that instead it's your turn, gain 2k. Something important to note is that, you know, the red cards are going to be your Lightfangs, and then your blue cards are going to be your what is it called? Your Nightclaws. So I guess one could argue that you could run more Lekis just because you are actually running more blue cards in here than you are red. So potentially you might be able to miss more with Fyra, right? Just because you could with Lekis you could like add a Galaxy trait too. So you could add potentially 2 a lot easier. But anyways, we have the next level 4, we have 3 Gaugas. I mean, you're used to run 4, 4, 4 of each, so basically I just went down on 1 for each for the next level 4. But everyone knows this guy. Everyone loves him from Mirage. You know, both players draw 1. Then if there's 8 or more cards in the opponent's hand, gain a memory, or if it has 3 or more Digivolution cards, gain a memory. So usually you're gaining a memory no matter what because it's going to be from your own effects. You don't really care about your opponent's hand size. It gets jamming, which is really nice when you're needing to swing with your smaller bodies. That's it for that Galgamon. Next up we have Lekis. Lekis, this is the new BT22 one. This Digimon has 2 or more of the same level cards. You can play a Tamer with the Nightclaw or Lightfang straight from your hand without paying the cost. So that's really nice because you're not limited to like, oh, if it's like if you have like 1 or less Tamers, you can play a Tamer regardless. But as long as it's not the same name though, you have to keep that in mind. But you do run different Tamers in this deck, at least I do. So it's not all just Ko and Sayo. There's Sayo and Ko, right? So that's kind of funny how that works. But Anyways, the inheritable, which is really nice, I feel like it's something that Galaxy kind of needed, which was protection. So when this Digimon with Nightclaw, Life Fang, Galaxy would be deleted, trash 2 of the same level cards from its Digivolution, and it isn't deleted. So that's nice. It's some form of protection. I wish it would say like when it would leave the battle area. I think that would be a lot better. But hey, at least we get something, right? So that's it for the level 4s. Next up for the level 5s, we got 3 Cressimon. This is my favorite level 5. Honestly, probably bumping up to 4 if anything. When this Digimon would be played or digivolved into, if you have a Digimon with 3 or more Digivolution cards, and it's Nightclaw, Life Fang, Galaxy in trait, reduce the play cost, player Digivolution cost by 2. So that's really nice. And then the on play when digivolving is until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your Digimon can't suspend. So freezing bodies like something annoying, like maybe like a Magna X or something that wants to suspend a lot, maybe like let's say like a blocker or something like that, is really nice. You get the inheritable of plus 2k, has the same one as Lekis. Again, I'd probably bump this up to 4 just because of being able to digivolve for 1 is really, really nice, especially when you're comboing off with your other inheritables. Next up, we have 3 of the new Lekis. This one's kind of cool. It can digivolve, and it's pretty much going to digivolve for 3, right? You can digivolve for 4 into a blue card, if blue or purple, if you really wanted to. But it has jamming, draw 1, trash 1, like a true purple card, and then this Digimon has a 2 or more same level cards. You can basically prevent a Digimon or Tamer from suspending. So that's nice. Just because it's kind of different from this Cressy, right? Because the Cressy is just a Digimon. The new Cressy is Digimon or Tamer, right? So that's a pretty big difference, especially in a Tamer heavy meta. And then the inheritable is when it would leave the battle area or when it would be deleted, trash a 2 of the same level card from its Digivolution, and it's not deleted. So again, another form of protection. Really, really nice there. And then we have Flaremon. So Flaremon is a counterpart to Cressy. Basically, you're going to be able to digivolve for 1 again if you have same level, or you have 3 or more, I'm sorry. And then on play digivolving, delete an opponent's 5k or less Digimon. Honestly, I kind of wish that was optional, because I was playing against a Puppets player, and Brel, if you saw from the previous Omni match. But yeah, I didn't want to delete this thing, but I was kind of forced to because it says delete one of your opponent's Digimon. So then he just played out. I think he had Nyan Boots out, and then played out a Digimon, and then just killed my Flaremon. So that was really annoying. That's it for Flaremon. Now for the level 6s, we have 3 of the new Dianamon. Ice Clad blocker, so that's really nice. Digivolves onto Nightclaw, Life Fang for 3. When digivolving, if this Digimon stack has 2 or more same level, trash 4 Digivolution cards from your opponent's Digimon. Keep in mind, it's kind of like what do you say, like the Davis Ken effect. So you can actually trash multiple. So say one body only has like 1/1/1, you can trash up to 4 from any of your opponent's Digimon. It's not just one Digimon. But anyways, then you can return one of your opponent's Digimon with 1 or fewer Digivolution cards to the bottom of the deck. So that's nice in case they have X antibody. End of your turn, one of your Digimon may unsuspend. That's once per turn, and then same thing as the inheritable. That I mean, I can come up in case you're swinging and you're digivolving into this. But the inheritable is really nice for when you finally go into Galactimon. Spoiler alert: there's Galacti in this deck. And you get to unsuspend and have an extra blocker body. But now with added support, we have an extra Apollo. Oops, I'll only run 2. My bad. It's a 2-in-1 split right now. 2 of the old, 2 of the new Apollo. This is the promo one. It's a blast, so that's really nice. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 4k for each of your Digimon with Olympus 7. And then delete up to 7k. So basically, if something's 11k, you can kill it. What's funny is against the Puppets, I did minus 4k, and then it was I gave minus 4k 2 times because I had Diana as well. So gave minus 8k, it made his puppet like 4k, and then he had 3 1k bodies. So I was able to kill four bodies with just the Apollo Ace. So that was really funny because it was 4k and then 1k bodies. So because it's total worth of their Digimon, not just one Digimon. So that was cool. Then it has the end of turn effect. You can DNA into Grace Nova from your hand. Then it can attack. So basically allowing your Grace Nova to get some extra aggression in. It does have the end of turn. One of your Digimon may attack, similar to its end of turn effect. Now, something to note with these two is that if you DNA into Grace Nova, you actually, using the end of turn of this guy, you don't get the end of turn effects of Apollo and Diana. And that's something that's kind of like irks me. It kind of makes the deck a little worse in my opinion. Because it would just be much nicer to be able to, like, let's say like unsuspend end of turn DNA, end of turn unsuspend, and then end of turn attack again. So you know, that'd be really nice, but maybe that would be too broken, I guess. But yeah, it's because you don't this guy was not, like, let's say you DNA into Grace Nova, it's technically not on board, so you can't actually use those end of turn effects. Anyways, we have one of the old Apollo. It has Blitz. For every 3 cards, Digivolution cards gain security attack +1, so that's nice. Being able to push aggression, and then potentially tucking it in, going to maybe like something like a Diana. That's really nice. And then when a card is removed from your opponent's security stack, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with DP less than or equal to this Digimon's DP. So really nice removal. The only thing I don't like about this is that it's vulnerable to aces. You do have extra protection with like the Cressy and stuff, which is arguably what the deck needed. But again, if it's like a bouncing ace or DP minus, that's really tough. Or D-Digivolve, right? So last up for the Digimon, we have 2 Grace Novas. DNA Digivolves from Apollo and Diana, or you can just hard evo for 6. Sometimes you need to do that. Security attack +1 and blocker when digivolving and when attacking. It's not once per turn as well. If DNA Digivolving trash any 8 Digivolution cards from your opponent's Digimon, then delete one of their Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as this Digimon. All turns when this Digimon will leave the battle area by your opponent's effect by trashing 2 same level cards. And it's Digivolution cards it doesn't leave. So kind of like that. So this is kind of like what I was talking about, like the when leaving effect. That's actually like way better. I wish the Cressy had that and the new Lekis had that, but hey, you know what? At least Grace Nova has it. You just have to climb into it, right? The only thing is, you know, Grace Nova can be susceptible to Digivolve, so you got to be careful of that. But otherwise, you can have a lot of aggression by going DNA into it. You get the when Digivolving, and then you get to attack with Apollo effect, right? Apollo effect lets you swing after your DNA, so then you get the effect to delete something again. So you get double deletion, which is really nice, and then you get a really annoying body that's kind of hard to remove. That's it for the Digimon. Next up, this shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. We have 4 Cone Sayo. This is the most broken card. Everyone has seen it. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets hit in the ban list, but it's Memory Tamer. You tap it to on play main phase. Tap it, tuck your top Digivolution card underneath to make it the bottom Digivolution card to Digivolve for free. Really nice, especially when you have a second stack going. You can kind of play around with your stacks and go into free Digivolves, which can be really nasty. Now for the new Tamer, we have 2 of the Sayo. The secret from this new BT22 set. Start of main, if your opponent has a Digimon gain a memory. Then when one of your Digimon with 2 or more same level cards in the stack attacks by suspending this Digimon, Digivolve it into a Nightclaw Life and Galaxy or CS. Cost reduced by 2, so that's nice. If you're a level 4 and you're, let's say, you use Sayo to go into Cressy for 1. It has jamming, so you don't have to be afraid, and then you get to draw 1, trash 1, and then you can follow up with maybe like a Diana or like vice versa. Let's say you have a Cressy, then you can go into Diana for just a 1 cost. So that's really nice too. Or heck, even if you, let's say you have multiple Sayos, you can even actually go into Grace Nova for reduced by 2. So that can come up in so many different ways. So that's really nice. Considering bumping it up to maybe 3, I think 2 is a good number. Obviously you want to see the other tamer more, but this tamer can come up every now and then. But something that I'm kind of playing around with is the Sayo and Co. When an effect places the top card of one of your opponent or of one of your Digimon and it's to its Digivolution card, suspended to gain a memory. So that's pretty nice. But then the fact that like was really intriguing me was the start of opponent's turn. Play a card with the same level as one of your Nightclaw, Lifeang. Trade Digimon from that Digivolution card. Then 2 of your Digimon may DNA into a card from your hand, right? So, I mean, the idea is that you have, let's say you go into Diana and then you use an effect somehow to tuck it. Like, let's say you're Ko and Sayo, tuck Diana underneath. Or like, let's say, ideally you want to be having like this Apollo, you swing a bunch, tuck it underneath, and you go into Diana, right? You use the Sayo to play this out, and then all of a sudden you are able to Jogress into Grace Nova. Now that's really nice because sometimes you're just like hard dropping Apollo Ace for 7, and that feels kind of bad. Playing something for 7 just to DNA feels kind of bad, you know? So it's nice to have that option. Like, let's say again, it's this Apollo, you tuck it underneath, and then you go into Diana, and then opponent's turn, you do the thing. So, and then you go into Grace Nova. So that's really nice, you know, not having to drop Apollo for 7 to go into Grace Nova. That can be nice. And the last of the deck, we have 3 Wisteria. I would like to run 4. Honestly, the only thing that I'm kind of like iffy on is the Sayo and Co. Again, I'm just kind of trying it out. It's come up like kind of, but you can probably take out the Sayo and Co. for extra cards, maybe extra 4s. Probably, or maybe extra 6s. Maybe you could put it tech in like Mirage or Hexablow if you want to. Or you could run maybe like Ukos or extra Wisteria boost. That's totally up to you. The world is your oyster. Anyways, that's my deck, and that's how I'm running it so far. That's going to be it for the video. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this new BT22 Galaxy deck. I'm personally interested to see how it performs on a grand scale tournament level, but we'll just have to wait and see. If you guys like Digimon content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more, but anyways, thanks for watching. Peace out.